Hello, everybody. This is Joshua Hatton with One Nation Under Whiskey podcast, extra edition with a little extra whiskey in my glass. Do you have some whiskey? There you go, Jason. Oh, it's empty though. I think you need to fix that.
It is there.
I've got extra. I've got extra.
Oh,
yeah, remedy it.
Something else.
All right. Well, I'm joined today, and I'm joined as always by my good friend, my business partner, the dear Jason Neal Patrick Harris Johnston Yellen in the hizzy. Hi, Jason.
Always, except for the times Jess is here instead.
This is true. Yeah, when you're out gallivanting.
Gosh, do I gallivant? That's all I know.
This is true.
Jason gallivanting Jason Johnston Yellen.
But you've been home lately, so the past few episodes, we've been together, and chitty chatting's been quite nice.
We have. It's been easy peasy.
Yeah. Well, today we have a news episode, and today it is not an industry news episode. Well, it is industry news, but it's specific to Single Cask Nation within the industry news.
I have my pencil for taking notes.
All right. You sure you don't want to be drinking whiskey while we talk about SCN whiskey? Oh, that was it.
I literally just finished SCN whiskey while you're saying, are you sure you don't want to be drinking whiskey? This is the bit that takes getting used to, for the listeners. That could have just been a quiet under the radar moment, but for the viewers, I was literally pouring SCN whiskey down my throat while being asked, are you going to pour SCN whiskey?
This is the beautiful.
Do that with viewers.
This is the beautiful thing. See, listeners, this is what you're missing. You've been sitting this whole time just driving in your car, or maybe you're like Ollie Chilton, running down the road, crossing Black's Boat Bridge, listening to us in your ears. But if you were sitting at your laptop or sitting on the toilet with your phone in front of you, watching this podcast, you get to watch Jason throw some whiskey down his gullet while we record this wonderful podcast.
Lizarro wrote in to say he listens to every episode while driving to and from work.
You know who else said that is the wonderful Tim Gullicksrud. He said that our podcast is the only podcast in which he listens to every episode religiously. I don't think he's a religious man either.
He only listens for your pitch perfect voice.
There you go, with little sustain, a little vibrato.
Well, I was going to pour something that we tasted previously before it was bottled. And while we wait on the bottles coming in, I was going to drink from my sample. And viewers can see I'm holding a coffee cork with no egg.
It's got to be your Balcones, right?
You're
is it your Balcones? Oh, is it your...
close.
It's your New York Distilling.
It is my New York Distilling.
Because my Balcones, the top popped off, and I had to put a new one because it's so tight.
Well, that makes this is a thrilling episode. Here we go. I have moved it 2 millimeters, so
okay.
Here we
By
go.
The end of
Here
this
we go.
episode.
Jason's got it. Jason's got it. It's going in the glass.
Right.
Here we go.
All right. Should I switch?
How about sample bottle for the viewers? There we go. New York.
You drink that, and I'm gonna drink my Balcones. I'm gonna switch drams that I'm drinking.
Oopsies.
I had a little Kalila in my glass, and I'm gonna swap it out for a little Balcones.
Kalila from retail release number 13.
That's correct, sir. Our 15-year-old.
There we go. We put time, we put effort, we put due diligence into recording 8 tasting videos for the 13th retail release. Each one delicious in its own right, made up of a range of offerings, Highland, Island, Speyside, charred red wine, refill bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
charred French oak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of really fun things going on in there. We'll summarize those casks a little bit later.
Yeah. Yeah. We won't spend too much time on that because I think that this episode, because of the day that it's dropping, right, which is going to be Wednesday, August 13, we really want to focus on our online exclusives, which is going to be 3 different American whiskeys, one of which you're drinking, one of which I'm drinking, and then a third one, which is the Cedar Ridge 5-year-old heavily peated American single malt, extra matured in a Sauterne cask. But you, Jason, have our 10-year-old New York Distilling Rye.
I do.
All 10 years in New Charred Oak. And I have our 4-year-old Balcones, heavily peated, or lightly peated, I should say. No, just peated. All 4 years in ex-bourbon. You know, one of the things someone had said was that they'd never seen a Balcones that was, such a light color, right?
Was this separate from me saying it?
Well, I think a number of people have said it, right? For our listeners there, the color of this Balcones is that of like, of a light honey, right? Or a light gold, or, a first fill bourbon cask matured single malt, something like that. And usually Balcones is going to be bourbon colored, right? They're always using New Charred Oak.
But be careful, right? Because that's the mythology that we talked about in a previous episode, where Balcones is evolving. Balcones has evolved.
Sure.
And a lot of people are remembering the darker, the New Charred Oak, the Texas Sun, the elements. They've moved beyond that. Now it's, you and I, when we started One Nation Under Whiskey, had the ending always be the misconception. And it takes a long time to overcome a memory, especially someone's first memory of your distillery. But when I was down there with Gabe and Emma, and I toured with Gabe, he was at great pains to talk about the bourbon cask maturation, not the New Charred Oak, the bourbon cask maturation that they were getting into, the alternative casks that they were getting into to tell different stories from the distillery. And you got to lead the consumer with a lot of education to undo a memory. So it's light, it's bright. It's not something people have seen a lot of from Balcones, but it is part of the evolution of the distillery.
Yeah, no, that's
delicious.
It as evidenced by me drinking it and loving it.
Right.
But yeah, so today we're talking about those 3 whiskeys: the Cedar Ridge, the Balcones, which I've got in my glass, the New York Distilling, which you've got in your glass. And we've talked about that in a previous episode. We've been emailing our nation members. We've been posting about it in our private Facebook group. But what we haven't talked about in this podcast is the fact that while, yes, we're releasing those 3 whiskeys, along with those whiskeys, which again are being released on Thursday, August 14th at 12 noon Eastern, along with those are some whiskey bundles, right? We're putting together a number of whiskeys that if you get that bundle, you get to save a little money, right? We put a little cash back in your pockets. And so there's 4 different bundles that come in limited quantities. And that's a point that we really need to press, because someone had said, hey, I tried to purchase some of your bundles last time you put them out, and they were sold out. What gives? We can only release so many because we actually lose a bit of money on these. And if we make just all the bundles available, then, we are a business at the end of the day. We've got to make money to keep the business going and growing. And so we got to keep them limited, right? So
you fucking capitalist pig.
Jesus Christ. Coming in hot.
This is whiskey, man. This is whiskey.
Wow. So let's talk about our jeepers creepers. Let's let's talk about our opening bundle, which we've been lovingly been calling the cure for the summertime blues.
There
And
you go.
that is a bottle each of our Balcones, our Cedar Ridge, and our New York Distilling. One of
They're
each.
so pretty. Look how pretty they are.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
It's
Yeah,
like a
and
rainbow.
as much as we're wax, you're drinking the Balcones, I'm drinking the New York Distilling. We did have a chance to talk with Murphy Quinn of
Mm-hmm.
Cedar Ridge
Mm-hmm.
for an upcoming episode of One Nation Under Whiskey, and we did talk with him a little bit about the cask that we're going to be collaborating on. So that's something to look forward to as well. So all three of these offerings getting a lot of love from Single Cask Nation.
Yep. And so that one, again, all three bottlings, normally if you put them all together, it would be $265. But if you bought them as a bundle, you'll save $35 across the three. So $230. That is not bad at all. And if you added on another $70 worth of whiskey into your order, then you get free shipping, right?
You don't even have to pay shipping.
Yeah.
Wilderness Trail wouldn't get them that close, would it? 65 for the Wilderness Trail?
60. It's only 60
for the Wilderness Trail. It's too cheap to get free shipping.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Throw in another bottle and free shipping. That's terrific.
There you go. So,
or pay $15 flat rate shipping.
Right. So there you go. Right. If you want all three, which is, it's not a bad way to spend a little cash, to save a little cash. So we're really proud of all three of these, and the fact that all three of them deliver completely different experiences.
Yeah,
absolutely different experiences.
Yeah.
Another thing, or another bundle, speaking of different experiences, another bundle that we wanted to point out, and I've got to say, I make up the bundle names, and as a born dad, and when I say I'm a born dad, like most people say, well, once you become a dad, that's when you come out with the dad jokes. That's when, you start doing the puns. Like, I've been doing puns my entire life. Like, I was born to be a dad. So the next bundle I call Riceratops, because there's three of them, like a Triceratops, but it's Riceratops.
If I see try and it just takes you to Triceratops, now you see try and takes you to tricycle. Like try is like it's a dinosaur.
Oh, tricycle. Won't you ride my tricycle?
Please take you to Queen.
So this is speaking of limited quantity, right? There aren't going to be many of these left, because this one includes a bottle of our New York Distilling 10-year-old, and our Wilderness Trail 4-year-old. But we've only got a handful of our Catoctin Creek 3-year-old rye remaining.
So close to the end.
So this one is, once these are gone, these are really gone. So I don't know the number off the top of my head as we're recording this, but it is, very few of these remaining. But here's what makes these so different, right? You've got 3 different ryes, but you've got the Catoctin Creek, which is legally not a rye, right? It's rye spirit matured in a cask its entire life that held barley wine, that held like a big beer. You've got the New York Distilling rye that, what do you call this, Jason? This
is my Nicolas Cage rye.
Nicolas Cage rye, which is just big and like it's just massive. It's like a rocket ship of a rye. And then our Wilderness Trail, which is a bit softer and it's more like orange spice and floral, and like 3 very different experiences there. So like with the Cure for Summertime Blues bundle, where we're offering a rye and then 2 very different single malts within the rye Ceratops, it's 3 incredibly different ryes that are also giving you 3 different flavor experiences. So where the 3 of them would be 255, as a 3 bottles together, you're going to save $40, 215,
I
right?
keep seeing these numbers. That's a lot of saving.
Yeah. And you're calling me a fucking capitalist? Fuck off, Johnston Yellen.
Actually, sir, I called you a fucking capitalist pig. To be clear.
Right. Okay.
To be clear.
Just to be clear.
Damn, that's a saving. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Gosh.
See that?
That's great. If you're in America, please take advantage of that. Gosh.
Yeah.
Only a handful available, though. To reiterate the limited nature of bundles, that's a handful. So $40 to save, only a handful of people can do that. So don't snooze.
Exactly.
Claim it.
Yeah. Claim it. Stick your flag in it. How's that New York rye treating you, Jason?
Delicious. It just keeps going down. I've been tasting it so often over the last few weeks. It just lives in my comfort zone. Really, really tasty. Lovely rye presence. Carries the alcohol really well.
I've been really, so you sent this to me as a full bottle, right? Like we approved this with maybe this much to go.
Yep.
And I've drunk through that. And the more that, and I apologize to our listeners, right? I'm showing a bottle on the camera, and this is a 200 milliliter bottle here, right? And I'm showing to our viewers that I've basically gone through more than 80% of this bottle. What's beautiful about this Balcones that I'm drinking is it's been evolving. Start right to start off, it's been more mezcal like and more vegetal forward. But as I get closer to the end of this bottle, it's gotten more fruity, and a lot of that sort of white chocolate sweetness has come through as well. And the peat has sort of tamped down a little bit because of that. It's really rounded out quite nicely.
Yeah, no, it's a phenomenal Balcones. And that's, again, we said this a few episodes ago, like this was my baby. This was absolutely on me to say, I don't care what else happens, I need this in a bottle. Yeah. And of course you came along for the ride, easy peasy. Yeah. So it's absolutely cracking.
Yeah.
All right. One more bundle?
2 more bundles, actually.
2 more bundles.
Oh, so because the rye Ceratops bundle will be so incredibly limited, we wanted to make another rye bundle available, because the Wilderness Trail cask we had was a larger cask. So this bundle, which is a combination of our New York Distilling 10-year-old and our Wilderness Trail 4-year-old, we're lovingly calling our Suit and Rye guy. That's our 3rd bundle. So you get 2 different ryes, a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old. And that one, there you go. Normally for the pair it'd be 160 for the 2 of them, but you get them together it'd be 140 for the 2 of them. Man. So you're saving $20 off the pair. So
tidy stuff.
Shabby.
Tidy stuff. And definitely 2 different profiles happening there. That would be a very fun side-by-side. And amazingly, it's the older that's a bit punchier than the younger. The younger's the soft one. The younger's the delicate one. In our One Nation Under Whiskey with Dr. Pat, we talked about the region of Kentucky in which they're maturing. And it seems to allow a softer, slower maturation, so it doesn't come screaming out the cask at you. It's a lot softer and a lot more gentle. That New York Distilling 10-year-old has a bit of a New York attitude.
It's also a huge difference in ABV. You're going from, I think it's around 56-ish% alcohol on the Wilderness Trail, and then the New York Distilling is 67.8%. Like you're nearing hazmat on that, right?
That's good. Yeah, that's Nicolas Cage screaming across multiple lanes of traffic. That is, yeah. It's the New York is a jump in, strap in, ride
Yeah,
on. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's Ghost Rider screeching away on a motorcycle.
Can't believe you brought up Ghost Rider, Jason.
Settle down, move on.
Fucking hell, it's such a bad movie. It was such a
Settle down.
bad movie.
But what a comic book!
Such a good comic book. So well written, so well conceived. All right.
It's so easy to just get you to go the direction I want. It's so easy.
All right. Our final bundle, and we are calling this one ASM FTW, American Single Malt for the win. And it's a combination of our Balcones ex-bourbon peated 4-year-old and our Cedar Ridge 5-year-old from Sauterne Cask. 3 years in bourbon and 2 years in a fresh Sauterne Barrique. And that one, normally $165 for the pair. And as a bundle, you'd get it for $145 for the pair.
Nice.
And I love that you teased the episode with Murphy Quint from Cedar Ridge. That conversation was brilliant, and I loved, when we were talking with Murphy about the distillery and sort of about the selection. It was this remit that we threw at him because this is, our first cask that we'd ever done with the distillery. It's really a collaboration, right? This isn't a matter of, hey, we want a bottle whiskey and they just sell us a cask, right? We'd said, pick some samples of casks that did it break again? Is that another?
The second one.
All right. So
I wanted a little taste of the Balcones while we were talking.
Manischewitz. So listeners, a little pause right here. So listeners, Jason went to open up his Balcone sample, and the cork broke on that one as well. So Jason's having some serious problems here.
It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack.
Thank you for affording me that little break. I did go and get my cork off. Is that what?
Oh, you're really corking off over there.
And now to Balcones.
Yeah, if you do it with your left hand, it feels like someone else is taking your cork off.
How about your left hand? Look at this little collection that I'm starting to build today.
Look at you, Jason.
Anyway, where were we? I'm sorry, before I rudely interrupted us so I could get Balcones in my glass.
I think what we were talking about was just the American Single Malt for the win. That is our fourth and final bundle, the final fourth of our Balcones 4-year-old, our Cedar Ridge 5-year-old, and a little bit of savings, $20 back in your pocket there. Again, limited number of bundles, and again, these 4 bundles plus the 3 individual whiskeys, the New York Rye, the Balcones 4-year-old, the 5-year-old Cedar Ridge, are all dropping on our website only, not on store shelves. That's really important, and we're gonna hash through that in a little bit, but only on singlecasknation.com, August 14th at noon Eastern. And that is America only. I do apologize for our overseas listeners and viewers. We will be talking about some of our overseas stuff coming out in a future episode.
We absolutely do, yeah. Yep, August is a big month for Jess's global offerings. And so, we'll have Jess in this space talking about that. So there will be something for global nation lovers. Thank you for being one of those. Big point you're making a second ago. Singlecasknation.com is the home of online only bottlings in the United States. We do also have the US retail line that we're about to speak to here. But when it comes to retail, you only see those casks in retail. When it comes to online, you only see those casks at singlecasknation.com. And since, gosh, when did we bring about the grey label? 2017?
So
Since 2017, you've been seeing this grey label. Do you want to bring up the cure for the summertime blues while we talk about this so we can show this grey label?
Yeah, this is good. You're doing exactly what I had hoped you would be doing. So go ahead.
There you go. So there's the grey label. That's the one you sometimes see us pouring at festivals. That's the one you sometimes see us pouring in Zoom tastings. That label lives at singlecasknation.com. Meanwhile, Joshua, if we could do this for the purposes of juxtaposition, do you have the retail, the 13th US retail?
There you go.
Those two bottles are not alike. Those two labels are not alike. Those two setups are not alike. So this, viewers, what you're seeing right now is the screen printed retail bottling. The Single Cask Nation Independent Bottlers logo, screen printed on the bottle, and then with the colorful strip label. So Kalila has got that beautiful aqua for being from Isla. Aberfeldy, Tia Ninick, Blair Athol, Balblair, and Ben Nevis have that lovely little, what color would you say? A reddish purple, burgundy?
Yeah, I call it lavender, Jason.
Lavender. Oh,
Lavender.
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Lavender is our Highland region for the retail label. And then we've got this lovely, what posh word for yellow would you say for these Speyside offerings?
Well, I wouldn't call it a yellow because it's more of an orange color, Mr. Colorblind. I would, is it an ochre? Is it as deep as an ochre?
Oh, I might be colorblind. I know that's not ochre.
Let's just call it orange. Let's just call it orange. Orange.
Oh, you had me at lavender. And now you're just going to undersell me with orange? Come on, you fucking capitalist pig. Sell this to me.
I would call it, creamsicle.
You know, I would accept that.
There you go. Yeah. You're welcome.
So there you go. So these labels for the viewers definitely are in retail. That's where you're going to find them. Yeah. The big one for the listeners is the difference between the grey label that's singlecasknation.com and the screen printed bottle that exists in retail. And that's true of US retail, and it's true of global markets that Jess oversees.
Jason, did you mention the distillery names for the Speysiders?
I did not. Mannockmore and Benrinnes on those labels. Yeah. And do you want to speak a little bit to the cask? Some of the cask variability happening in there?
Yeah, so happy to do that. We did actually go in full detail on all 8 of these bottlings. It was episode 22 of our extra. So anybody who wants the full details of these 8 bottlings can do so. And if you want the full tasting notes on these bottlings, we'll be releasing all of the tasting note videos on these. But I'll run through these quickly for you.
Cool.
Before you call me a fucking capitalist pig once more, or any other like insult.
I'm going to sit and sip my Balcones with its removable cork.
So we've got a 15-year-old Kalila, all 15 years in refill bourbon. We've got a 10-year-old Aberfeldy, final 2 years in a second fill bourbon barrel. We've got a Tia Ninick, which is in a refill recharred red wine barrique. A Mannockmore 17-year-old, same cask type, which has been nice. It's been a really nice cask type to explore, and I hope to be exploring more. I really hope we go down that path because it's been a whole set of flavors for us to go down and to share with the nation. I've been really digging that.
Yeah, those caramelized red wine sugars are exciting.
Right. Then the Balblair 11-year-old, which spent the final, I want to say it's 4.5 years in toasted French oak, virgin French oak. So like big spicy quality coming through, but then massive red berries and like jamminess. That one was a real joy to return to in our tasting video. Then we've got Babbler 17-year-old, which spent a fair amount of its time in first fill PX sherry.
Say less, as the kids say.
10-year-old Ben Nevis, final 4 years in Spanish Oak Oloroso. And I remember
Classic right there.
The truncated tasting notes on the side of the label say chocolate, chocolate, chocolate.
That's it. Totally sums it up.
And then our bourbon bridge, right? Our Ben Rinnes bourbon bridge. This one is our 12-year-old, and it spent the final few years of its life in new charred oak, heavy toast, medium char. So you've got that, right? Ben Rinnes is a worm tub distillery, so a really heavy, weighty spirit, just like bourbon is a heavy, weighty spirit, matured in new charred oak, which gives you some of those bourbon-like flavors, caramel, vanilla, toasted oak spice, and it's all flavors that are really familiar to the bourbon folk out there. So if you've been single malt curious, definitely look out for that Ben Rinnes 12-year-old.
Yeah, no, I obviously we select it and we curate it, but I think it's a lovely offering. It's a lovely selection, and it's a nice variety. You and I were talking before we hit record in today's episode. A lot of Highland whiskey in there.
Yeah.
And we're still thinking about the lean years of cask availability. If you could get your hands on something that was invariably Speyside, Highland wasn't really the front runner. And so really nice to show some Highland malts there, as you say, in the lavender retail label. So people can look out for the lavender. But yeah, there's some Islay, there's some recharred red wine, there's the new charred oak, there's toasted French oak in there. Really worth exploring. So please lean on your retailers. Please have your retailers lean on distribution within your state. If you would like to hear further details, please check out the tasting videos that are on YouTube. If you already subscribe to us on YouTube, you're probably being told the second that they go live. Bless you, Hatton, having a banner up your sleeve.
Yeah, and if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, shame on you, first off. I mean, like, seriously. It makes no sense. So seriously, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell your friends. Ask them to do it too. Ring the little bell down below. Get alerted, because we're going to be doing more of this, Jason. I've been loving these little YouTube videos. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
And that's one where I would say to the listeners, tasting videos will not have an audio-only version. And so if you're a listener of the podcast, thank you. Bless you. Seek help. But if you're only relying on the podcast, you will also need to go and check out tasting videos on YouTube. And that's been true for all of our online releases. It's becoming more true for our retail releases. We're going to lean on the YouTube a little bit. And then, if you are a listener and you're avoiding our mugs, come on. You can turn down the brightness to dark. You can pretend that you're listening to us while we run on YouTube on your laptop. But listen, it's really important to us. We don't get to all the places we want to get to. We don't get to talk to all the nation supporters that we want to talk to. We are trying to use the podcast historically, YouTube a little more recently, but we're trying to talk to each and every one of you about what we're putting into bottle, what we're putting into glass for you. If you already trust us, that's brilliant, but come get a bit more information as well. Let us tell you why we love those casks and why we love those distilleries, and we love the people behind those distilleries. So we see it as value added. You see it however you see it, but we're making it available for you. So come, meet us halfway.
There you go, Jason. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you. And my balconies is now empty.
Mine's empty too.
That's probably time for us to wrap it up and get out of here.
All right.
I will say this is a little bit of leftover Aberfeldy.
Oh,
so bright.
there you go.
Yeah.
Such a gorgeous, gorgeous whiskey. So yeah, thanks to our listeners, thanks to our viewers. Like we mentioned, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you've got questions, you want to send them in, info@singlecastnation.com. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, for sure.
And like Jason had mentioned before, we will have Murphy Quint from Cedar Ridge coming on. That's going to be next week's episode. So please tune into that. He was a wonderful, wonderful person to be talking to. And it was a real geeky episode to boot. So please.
Yeah, he really leaned into it and really leaned into what Padcast listeners want to hear.
Yeah.
And so make sure you tune in. Make sure you download it, stream it. I don't know, dress it up in a cardigan. I don't know what people do with Padcasts.
Do you think they dress it up in a cardigan?
Maybe. If you can imagine it, people do it.
People do it. Yeah, people do everything and anything. Weirdness.
So your tone took that in a way that wasn't the direction I was trying to take it. But
all right.
This is the very last of my retail release number 13, Kalila. 15-year-old refill bourbon hogshead.
Well, you know what I'm pouring next. As soon as we're done with this, I'm going to pour a little bit of that Cedar Ridge. It's my last little bit from my sample before I get my full bottle. And
can I be truthful with you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm saving the last of my sample for Drew Beard at Drink Hacker. He's back in the country, middle of August. Hopefully we'll meet up. I will be pouring it with him when he's back to see what he wants to tell the readers of Drink Hacker about our 3 American offerings.
There you go. He's a good lad. Tell him I said hello when you see him.
He's a very good lad. I will tell him you say hello. Yeah. All right. We're saying hello to people. Let's say bye to the listeners and the viewers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.